Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another brand new exciting day and a brand new exciting episode of Our Tech. I'm your host, Byte Steps, and today we're talking about these two gadgets, the Samsung S23 and the Samsung S23 Ultra. We're going to do a side-by-side review of the two gadgets. On the design and build quality of the Samsung S23 and Samsung S23 Ultra, they both are built with the same material, that is a Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on the back, and then they have an Amore aluminum frame all around it. And then when it comes to the dimensions, that's where the difference is, as you can see. So the Samsung S23 has a 146.3 by 70.9 by 7.6 millimeters. That is in the dimensions. And the S23 Ultra is quite big. It has a dimensions of 163.4 by 78.1 by 8.9 millimeter. So as you can see, the S23 is slimmer than the S23 Ultra. When it comes to what we talk about weight, the S23 it's quite easy, quite light. It has 168 grams compared to the S23 Ultra with 234 grams. So the Ultra is quite big. This is quite compact, the S23, but the Ultra is quite big and heavy. And then let's talk about the colors they come in. So basically they come in same colors: phantom black, cream, green, and lavender. As you can see, both devices that I have right here, they are green. So I don't know whether this is what they call emerald green, jungle green, dark green. Definitely it's not luminous green. Yo, I could have seen luminous green, but yo, it's green. And then both phones, they have an IP68 rating on water and dust resistance. So yeah, so more or less the same. They have more features other than the dimensions. Everything else is pretty much the same. The dimensions and the weight, everything is pretty much the same on the two devices. So basically the S23 is, it's lighter. You can use it with one hand quite easy. This one, yes, you can use it with one hand if your hand is big, like mine. But if you have small hands, you'll have to use it. But anyway, this is the difference in the design and build. So let's go to the next one, which is the display of the Samsung S23 and S23 Ultra. So now, clearly as you can see on the screen sizes, there's the huge difference. The S23 has a 6.1 inch screen, while the S23 Ultra has a 6.8 inch screen. So that's one of the major differences. Also in terms of resolution, the S23, it has a full HD plus, while the S23 Ultra has a QHD plus. So in terms of resolution, so the full HD plus is 2340 by 1080, and then the QHD plus is 3088 by 1440. So that's the difference in terms of resolution. Then you'll see it even as we go through the phones, play videos on it, you'll see the difference of the resolution and the display. And then also when it comes to the screen type and the screen panel, they both have the dynamic AMOLED 2x. They have the dynamic AMOLED 2x. They both come with a refresh rate of 120 Hz. So both phones, they have the same refresh rate. Also when it comes to the peak brightness, they both have 1750 nits on the peak brightness. So they are easy, both of them, to use in direct sunlight setting and all that, so they're quite good. And then also now when it comes to the display of it, the major difference between these two gadgets is this, the S Pen, which is only on the S23 Ultra. The S23 doesn't have the S Pen, so I think that's the major difference between these two in terms of the display. Other than the screen size and the resolution, everything else is pretty much the same. Let's talk about the performance and softwares of the Samsung S23 and S23 Ultra. So in terms of processor, the chipset, they both have the same Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, made for Galaxy, that's made for Samsung phones. And also when it comes to the issue of RAM, the S23 comes with only one option of 8GB RAM, whereas the S23 Ultra has two options of either 8GB RAM or 12GB RAM. So that's the major difference. Chipset the same. In terms of RAM, random access memory, that's where the difference is. Also in terms of storage, the S23 comes in options of 128GB and 256 GB, whereas the S23 Ultra comes with options of 256, 512 GB, and 1 terabyte. Okay, so that's one of the major major differences. In terms of they don't have any expandable storage, so both of them, they don't have any memory card slot. Let's talk about now the softwares. So the S23 Ultra has the One UI 6, that is Android 14, same as the S23 Ultra, same One UI 6, that's Android 14, upgradable all the way to Android maybe 15, 16, we don't know. But then the update cycle is for the OS updates, it gives you about four OS updates, and then the security, you'll get about 5 years of security updates from Samsung. So yeah, both of them, they're quite future proof. They'll be here for quite some time. So they are amazing phones in terms of the performance and softwares, and their flagship, basically the flagship performance is way on the higher side. So the only difference between these two in terms of performance is the higher RAM in the S23 Ultra and storage. Pretty much that's the only difference. All right, so let's go next now to let's talk about the cameras of the two. The S23 Ultra main camera is a 50 megapixels camera with an f-stop of 1.8, whereas the main camera for the Samsung S23 is 200 megapixels with an f-stop of 1.7. That's way superior. So in terms of the main camera, S23 is way superior than the S23. S23 Ultra is way superior than the S23. So the ultra wide camera, both of them come with a 12 megapixels, 2.2 f-stop. In terms of the telephoto camera, both of them come with a 10 megapixels camera, f-stop of 2.4. So when it comes to the telephoto, the difference is the Samsung S23 Ultra has two telephoto lenses, whereas the S23 has one telephoto lens. So the telephoto lens on the S23 has a 10 megapixels with an f-stop of 2.4 and 3 times optical zoom, whereas one of the telephoto lenses, it has a 10 megapixels, f-stop of 2.4 and 3 times optical zoom, and then it has a second telephoto, that's what they call the space zoom on the S23 Ultra, that has a 100 times zoom. Basically that's more or less like 10 times optical periscope, so you can zoom into space. But now the main challenge, I think, from the experience of having both devices, I've kind of felt in terms of zoom, S23 was more stable, but then again, it doesn't have a bigger zoom lens than the S23. So, because the S23, the moment you go deeper, you zoom much further, it becomes a bit shaky. But the quality is there, not, but it's quite an amazing feature. Now let's talk about now the front camera. Both of them have the same front camera. It's a 12 megapixels camera, f-stop of 2.2. So it has amazing selfies on both cameras. Amazing, as you can see. Now, when it comes to video recording, both of them, they have 8K video recording at 24 frames and at 30 frames per second. So you can record 24 frames per second on 8K recording on both devices. One of the major upgrades in the S23 devices. So the S23 and S23 Ultra, in terms of camera, S23 is much more superior because of the 200 megapixels on the main camera and the 100 times space zoom. That's the major difference of these two. Let's talk about the battery and charging of the Samsung S23 and S23 Ultra. So the S23, it has a battery capacity of 3900 milliamperes, whereas the S23 Ultra has the capacity of 5000 milliamperes. Quite a huge difference, but as you can see. But then again, now when it comes to charging, the S23 uses a 25 watt charger, fast charger. The S23 Ultra, a 45 watts fast charger. That's a big difference in terms of charging. So basically, and also in terms of wireless charging, they have the same. They charge with 15 watts wireless charging. They both have reverse wireless charging. So in terms of charging, Samsung still doesn't have higher wattage, I think, than 45 watts. But other models, other devices, some even go up to 100 watts. So I think in terms of charging capability, Samsung still got a long way to go. So the main advantage of these two is that the Ultra takes it in the battery and charging because of the 5000 battery capacity and because of the fast charging capabilities at 45 watts. So the Ultra takes it on this one. So they both come with stereo speakers, both tuned by AKG and have Dolby Atmos. Both don't have a 3.5 mm jack. So pretty much more or less the same in terms of the speakers, so stereo speakers. But I kind of feel the Samsung S23 Ultra has more powerful speakers. I don't know whether it's because it's big, but listen to this. Let me play some music here. Full volume up. We'll put it a bit far here. You can hear. So that's the S23. So let's play some music with the S23 Ultra. Full volume again. So put it a bit far here. So basically that's the whole sound of these two devices. Tell me which one you feel has much greater sound. I kind of feel the S23 Ultra has greater sound, so let me know. In terms of also video quality, as you can see, let me reduce the volume. So both videos are 4K resolution videos. So you can see which one has great dynamic range in terms of video quality. So this one is more vibrant. Also, this one is more vibrant and clarity on the same. So, but now the major difference is now the display. This one has a 6.8 QHD. This one has a 6.1 Full HD. So that's the major difference on these two devices in terms of the display quality of the videos. So yeah, that's more or less like it. So now in terms of connectivity, let's talk about connectivity for a minute. So both phones are same in terms of connectivity. So they have 5G support, they have Wi-Fi 6E, the Bluetooth is 5.3, the latest Bluetooth updates and softwares, they have NFC and all that. The only other difference now also is that is the S Pen. This doesn't have, this have the S Pen support. That's the only difference. So but in terms of connectivity, pretty much the same. They both have dual SIM, and one an eSIM, one a physical SIM card. So you can have dual SIM on both phones. So in terms of connectivity, that's all there is. And then they all have more or less the same features. They have Samsung DeX, both of them, they have Samsung DeX, they have the Smart View and all that. So that's one of the key things. In terms of connectivity, they're all literally the same. So in the pricing, for an XUK, XUS, for the S23, you can get it at around 59,000 Kenya shillings. If you can get it at other places at cheaper rate, good bargain. That is for the S23. For the S23 Ultra, I think you can get it from around 95K all the way to 98, 100K. All depends on where you purchase it from and how good the phone is, the quality in terms of how it's well maintained and everything. I'm not sure if Samsung still produces these phones as brand new, since now we have more newer devices of the S24 and S25. So I'm not sure if they have brand new or you just have get company refurb and XUX, XUK, X Dubai, X whatever. So that's all about. Now they made that the difference in pricing is way huge. In Kenya shillings, there's almost a 30,000 difference in both devices, but you can make the choice. So if you want a more compact phone, the S23 will do. If you want a big phone that makes a statement, you want the S Pen type of things and all that, the S23 Ultra will do. So that's the major difference on these two phones. All right. So yeah, so that's all about this. Tell us which phone you will prefer between these two. Which phone would you buy between these two? Tell us in the comment section how you feel about the review. Maybe there's something you haven't mentioned. Talk to us about it in the comment section. Really appreciate it. Let's shout out to our huge sponsor for this video. That is sleekgadgets.co.ke. www.sleekgadgets.co.ke. Visit the website. You can order these phones plus many more. If you want to visit them physically, they are located on Yala Towers, Nairobi CBD, Biashara Street, Yala Towers, ground floor, G03, or call the numbers on the screen right now. They are Sleek Gadgets. They have sponsored this video, given us the devices to review, to stay with them, and get the best so that you can give you the best review of these devices. All right. So thank you so much, Sleek Gadgets. So before we leave, it's time for the avocado fun fact or quote of the day. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Be like an avocado. Ripen at your own time. Yo, usikulu na pressure. Don't succumb to anyone's pressure of succeeding or anything. Take your time. Ripen at your own time, okay? Be an avocado. Avocado doesn't care you are hungry or not. It just ripens. All right? Thank you so much for watching Avotech Show. I'm your host, Bite Steps. Keep the comments coming. Keep the reviews coming. Yo, thank you so much and cheers. We out.